Hi, my name is Kurt, and I'm a sales rep with Stove Builders International, a Canadian manufacturer of solid fuels like wood and pellet. Today what I want to do is talk to you about our Caddy furnaces. Our Caddy furnaces have been around for a long time, and we've been manufacturing these units in Canada for over 10 years. We've been meeting the government standards for all that time, well before the requirements have kicked in elsewhere in North America. We have three different size units of our caddies. We have a small unit called the Mini-Caddy, which is approximately a 2.3 cubic foot firebox. It'll heat between about 500 and 1,500 square feet, depending upon how well your house is insulated, laid out, and of course your geographic area. The small unit will accept a 20-inch log and would actually burn up to 13 hours on a low burn. When we load it up with wood, it's going to accept approximately 23 pounds of wood, and with that, that would be a charge of about 198,000 BTUs, and that's how we can obtain that long burn. Our middle size unit we see to my right is called the Caddy. Now the Caddy itself is actually a 3.6 cubic foot firebox, and that unit with a charge of wood would have about 310,000 BTUs of wood in it. That would burn about 15 hours with 22-inch logs. Our large unit here, our Max Caddy, will accept 25-inch wood, and that will hold up to 50 pounds of wood per charge. With 50 pounds of wood, that would be about 421,000 BTUs. Again, that would give square foot heat about 1,500 to 3,500 square feet. Now, our three units here have just been recertified to the government standards, and we've made some improvements on them, which I kind of want to emphasize as we move along here. Now, within our units themselves, we're using a high-density fire brick. The high-density fire brick lasts a lot longer. It retains heat not only while the fire is burning, but after the fire is going out, so you'll have some residual heat after the fire goes out. Some other things that we use in our systems is that we have a baffle system in there, as many EPA appliances do. We have our secondary combustion tubes within our fireboxes to burn off the gas and smoke to comply with government standards. And above those secondary combustion tubes, we actually have a baffle, and our baffle happens to be made out of a product called CCAS. CCAS is a product that was used in the aerospace industry on our space shuttles to get our astronauts safely back to the Earth, and that will tolerate temperatures up to about 2,100 degrees. So that's a big improvement over our systems from previous time. Now, a couple of other features you should note on our units is that we have one thermostat on our unit that will control the entire heat system within our home, which I'll talk about a little bit more in a second. But as our house calls for heat, assuming that our unit perhaps might be in our basement and our thermostat upstairs, as the system calls for heat, the thermostat will tell the servo motor here to open a little air flap here, and of course with the fire going, that will increase the combustion. Fire will get bigger, get hotter, and that's how we kind of moderate the temperatures within the home. Above the combustion chamber here, we have a secondary heat exchanger, which makes our units much more efficient than anything else on the market. It's actually more efficient than some of our wood stoves because we have the secondary heat exchanger located in here before the heat goes up into the plenum. So those are some of the features there. Below the door you see of the fire is the ash system. And we have a nice, great system within our fireboxes. Ashes fall down below in a drawer so you can conveniently empty the ashes as needed. There's no need to wait till the fire goes out to empty the ashes. You can access that drawer and empty the ashes and keep the system burning 24/7 during the colder months. Above the system here, of course, we would build our plenum, and our plenum, of course, would distribute heat up within the home. Now, one of the big improvements that we did with the reconfiguration of our units is that we built the plenum in such a way where we attach an Rtd probe to the system. And what an Rtd probe is a digital temperature sensor, In the past, we just used a on-off switch to monitor temperature, but with a digital temperature sensor, we'll be monitoring the temperature within that plenum. So what happens is that instead of just turning the blower on or off like they did in the past, the Rtd probe will actually moderate the speed of the blower based on the temperature in the plenum, so we get a much more even heat distribution within the house. And so what we're finding here is we don't get the swings in temperatures within the houses we had before, and our fire moderates better as well. We don't get the swings going up and down with our fire. So overall, it's a much more comfortable for the homeowner, and it's a more efficient way to burn the wood. Now there's some features on the different units that separate them a little bit as well. In all of our units, we can put an electrical backup system in our units, and we have different size electrical coils that can be put in the different units. But basically, if a customer wanted to have a standalone wood burning unit and use the electrical element as its backup, they could do that, or in some cases use that in conjunction with some other heat sources. We have a link board on our units which actually links sort of the controls for our wood burning appliance here to other systems within your home, such as air conditioning, our heat pump outside, our gas furnaces, and things like that. We can also put an oil burner within our units, our Caddy and our Max Caddy. We can't put that in our smaller unit, but we can have an oil burner installed in our units as well. That's one of our options here. And the beauty of that is that we can then incorporate the wood burning and the oil burning system within one 7-inch Class A chimney for the exhaust. Normally these systems would use a 6-inch Class A chimney, but when you're using the oil element, you could have one 7-inch Class A chimney to tolerate both systems. Other than that, we've changed the color on the unit this year going forward, and we've made some other features more user-friendly. So besides the electric and oil features that I mentioned on some of these units, we can configure these units a little bit differently depending upon the unit we've selected. In the case of the Mini-Caddy and the Max Caddy, we will always be using it with a blower, and we might set this up parallel to an existing furnace in the basement. Now, we can also do that with the Caddy itself, but the Caddy has another option where we might want to utilize the blower from our existing furnace. For instance, we have our Caddy set up in our home. Next to it, we have our gas, be it LP or natural gas, and we want to utilize the blower on our gas unit and not have a blower on our Caddy unit, and we certainly can do that as well. So when the system calls for heat, the blower will kick on, of course, and blow air through the gas unit, through the wood burning unit, and disperse the heat into the home. It's a little bit less expensive to do it that way because you don't have to buy a blower, and it's a nice way to go if you've got that situation going on for you. One of the other things very nice about our units is the footprint. The footprint has been reduced by about 30%. And as you can see here, that they don't take up a large amount of space in the basement area or wherever it's going to be located within the house. So they're very, very compact. You have the option, besides the hot air plenum, you can bring in cold air directly to the back. The blowers are located in the back. You set up your filter system that way. You can bring it in from the left or the right, or bring it top down into the blower mechanism as well. Our two larger units, the Caddy and the Max Caddy, have the ability to have a 5-inch fresh air. So if you want to utilize combustion air from outside of the home, you can bring that in so that you're not using the room air and burning that and sending that up the chimney. We've got some electronic features on our units now, whereas you'll be able to do diagnostics if there's a problem with the unit remotely for these units here. So our technicians here at SBI can help you troubleshoot a problem from afar. And so we've made some vast improvements with our electronics. Thanks for watching this video today, and be sure to check us out on YouTube for other videos as well. You can also check us out online or go to your authorized dealer for more information. If you need to contact us direct, we'll be more than happy to help you that way as well. We'll see you next time. Thank you very much.